Go, 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 go.
I'm I.
Live out of Studio Z, it's Incident Report number 2. We love you guys, and I'm joined today by the man that you all love, and I kind of admire a little bit, Zubin.
What up, fam? It's your boy ZDoggMD. Check it out. We're live and direct for the second ever Incident Report, our nightly live show. Tom Hinueber, we have a great and disturbing episode today. That
What are we talking about today, Z?
we're talking about death by spice, and it's not pretty. It is horrifying. You know what I'm wondering? Are we even streaming to the right channel? Switch that camera.
Are we streaming to the right channel?
Because I think we're streaming to the wrong channel. Output settings.
No, it's yours.
Oh, it's mine.
Beautiful. No,
Okay.
we're on the right channel.
Never mind.
Get back and do the show, man.
Dude, don't make me be tech
God.
support for my own show.
That's not, see, typical doctor reaction. He has to be in control of every little detail,
Yeah, I do.
every little thing.
Yeah, I do. All right, check it out, Z-Pack. So we're talking death by spice. Now, what are we talking about? I think, Tom Hinueber, we need to roll today's news, which actually made my jaw drop when it was sent to me.
All right, let's roll it.
County woman dead after getting a fatal dose of a spice that many of us take as a daily supplement. A viewer tipped off investigator Allison Ash. And Allison, you uncovered how this substance that's supposed to make people feel better turned deadly.
Yeah, and the victim sadly was a 30-year-old woman. Now, this is what helped trigger her heart attack and her death. It's called turmeric, and a lot of people take it as a daily health supplement. Some people use it as spice on their food. But in her case, it was injected directly into her veins.
Don't make me do it, Tom Hinueber.
Don't do it, Z. You have too much to live for.
Don't make me do it.
Don't do it.
I don't want to live forever, bro.
Oh God, my good friend. He
Listen,
died of turmeric.
listen to me really carefully, Z-Pack. This poor young lady who was only 30 is now dead because of the alternative medicine supplement industrial complex, or ASS. Injecting turmeric or the extracts of turmeric, curcumin, who cares? Captain Kirk. That's safe in what world? Is that safe? It is crazy, and yet it is a sort of leading edge alternative medicine practice. And I don't know how this woman died, Tom, but I'm speculating it was anaphylaxis or some other reaction to a foreign body that was injected directly into the bloodstream.
I have a new name for naturopaths, and I would like to call them benign murder docs.
That's probably spot on. You know what's interesting? I just realized something though, Tom, like all this stuff, like, you're injecting turmeric directly into the bloodstream, man. It's poison, bro. That's what I'm saying. This is exactly the same tact that anti-vaccine people use when you talk about vaccines. Well, the difference is it's going direct into the bloodstream. Even though it's not, it's going subcutaneous or intramuscular, and it's being absorbed. Come on, people. Anyways, look, we have a clip, don't we, of a scientist talking about, the doctor talking about this stuff?
Yeah, we have a clip, and we're going to play it right now.
Let's do that.
Headphones, Z.
Hello.
Headphones.
I'm Dr. William Richardson. Do you know anyone who has arthritis, autoimmune diseases like lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, or scleroderma, or has Alzheimer's or dementia?
Like this
I
guy.
want to tell you about an IV remedy called curcumin. Well, it's really, you may have heard of turmeric and curry. Well, this is basically IV curry, but the active ingredient.
Okay, first of all, I want that bolo tie, because that was off the chain. That was did you see that tie? Like,
It was dope.
I would trust a guy who wears a tie like that and speaks like he's unable to spell world backwards. He's talking about the anti-inflammatory, anti-Alzheimer's effects of curcumin, IV turmeric, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm having word finding difficulties right now. Like, it's this orange powder that you, Here's the worst part. The worst part. It's a component of curry. It's my people. My people. They're the ones. This, okay, I assume he's a naturopath. I have no idea, but no. Just no. Let's read some comments.
Giselle Bastillo says, tie? I call it a choker.
Is that what it's a choker?
You know what a choker is? It's the new trendy thing that all the girls are wearing.
So what are they made of? Like
it's just like this, and it's like a real thin little necklace thing they all wear.
I personally think the word choker is a microaggression against people with thin necks, and I wouldn't use it because it's wrong.
I gotta ask you, I think if there's one person who may be responsible for this turmeric epidemic, I think you know who it is.
I think it's my boy, the MD who shall not be named. Let's roll that clip.
There's a country on this planet where very few people have Alzheimer's disease. And we believe it's because of what they eat. This is the brain-boosting spice that can help you stay sharp. It's called turmeric. In India, over 1 billion eat this every day. It's a standard ingredient in curry powders and mustards and gives a brilliant yellow color to whatever it's cooked with. Turmeric helps your brain clear out the gunky proteins that can build up and might lead to Alzheimer's. It also contains a
wow. You know what I love? What I love about Oz is that he uses the word might. And that makes everything okay. He's like, Your Honor, I said might. I didn't say would. The brain-busting, Alzheimer-preventing medicine that just might make you a superhero with radioactive superhero powers. And also, 1 billion brown people can't be wrong. That's what I heard.
The thing is, have you looked at my logo? It says doctor real small. I'm just a little bit of a doctor. I'm a lot of Oz.
I'm a lot of Oz. It's entertainment. It's edutainment, except the edu is made up stuff. And did I mention brain-busting yellow brown people?
By the way, guess what? I have a present for you. And I had to sneak this into Z Studios because Z would never allow it.
What is it? No! You frickin' the good life.
And the other half is on my butt. It got stuck to my butt sweat. So
Dude, it's sweaty. It literally has butt sweat on it. Dude, you were sitting on this, and it hit me in the like cheek or something. All right, I'm just gonna. Oh my gosh, though. Who is this?
You know what I didn't know? That's his magazine. I thought it was just him on the cover of somebody else's magazine. It's his magazine.
No, it's his.
Yeah.
Yeah. What? Power up your pantry. I thought it said power up your panties, and I was like, I know how to do that. You can transform your pantry or storage cabinet from a well-meaning jumble into wellness-boosting emporium, just like the Oz's at Right. No, are the Oz's at Right? I don't see them. How dare you bring that into my house? It's like kryptonite for me. I'm weakened. I feel weak. Like
I'm sorry.
I can't even function right now.
What do you think about his ridiculous turmeric nonsense?
Well, Tina Oakley says, I think Vader needs to put turmeric in his vape and smoke it. Dude, Vader, okay. First of all, Vader's meditation egg is entirely alternative medicine powered. Like it's got a holistic warp engine that you dilute the dilithium crystals, although I'm mixing universes and it goes faster.
Barbel Egger says, love golden milk with turmeric and coconut oil. Yummy bedtime drink with ginger and cardamom.
Yeah.
Whatever else calming. My wife made me drink this gross stuff one time. You ever have to drink golden milk growing up because you're Indian?
Yes, my mom, whenever I had a cold, she'd be like, oh, Babu, let me just give you this. You'll take little bit of warm milk, little bit of turmeric, and then here's some honey. And she would squeeze the entire bottle of honey into this thing, and it was like this dredgy, sweet, curry-like sludge.
It's sick. It's sick.
It's the Indian equivalent of castor oil that they would give you like on the Little Rascals. Like, oh, here, have this castor oil. No way!
Or it's like kind of like how Mexican people use Vicks Vapor Rub for everything.
Dude, Mexican people use Vicks Vapor Rub for everything. Chinese people have the equivalent Tiger Balm. By the way, one little piece of advice from Dr. Z, which is Dr. Oz minus the Oprah. Do you see what I did there?
I did.
Because I'm like, but I don't have the... Anyways, my piece of advice is never put Tiger Balm or Vicks Vapor Rub on your inner thighs to soothe a spasm or injury. And do you want to know why, Tom Hinueber?
I don't, but continue.
I'm going to tell you. Because scrotal skin is 40 times more permeable than standard skin, which means the Vicks Vapor Rub or Tiger Balm crosses that very thin yet incredibly sexy membrane, and then the result is great balls of fire. I made this mistake once as a child. I will never make it again. Mostly because I no longer have scrotum. It was burned off. And I got a scrotum transplant, a xenotopic scrotum transplant from a baboon, which ended up, it was a graft versus host situation. You don't want to, I'm just going to stop because I'm violating my own HIPAA.
Monique Newman says, Vicks works, shut up. It doesn't work. I mean, for
works.
what it's intended for.
Well, I mean, it works as an incredible symptom placebo reliever. I love it. See, look, Vicks Vapor Rub at my house, Puerto Rican, Yvette Cuevas. There you go.
Okay, so I don't think you've seen this clip, but I want to show you the kind of idiocy that this turmeric nonsense will lead to.
I gotta hear this. Oh my God.
Wasn't going to make another video because I pretty much summarized it all in my part 7 of my colloidal silver gold platinum series, but about the potential for intravenous injection, or even, I'd say better, just injection of nutritional supplements.
Oh.
Injected a combination of turmeric and chlorophyll.
No.
Turmeric for the cancer fighting, inflammation fighting, etc. The list goes on. But I was just wondering if it gets into the blood. Who knows what the potential is? Creating some kind of photosynthesis within the body.
Oh my gosh, this guy, Mr. What's his channel called? Alternative Health?
This guy's called Alternative Health on YouTube.
Alternative Health, not alternative medicine. Alternative health, because there's health and then there's alternative health, which is 20% better. Oh my God, so injecting chlorophyll into the human bloodstream. He asked the question, what could happen? I'll tell you what could happen. We could have just about solved the problem of feeding ICU patients. They can't eat. You don't want to give them a feeding tube because maybe they have some gut problems. You don't want to give them TPN because they end up with gallbladder disease and infection and sepsis and candida. So what do? You inject chlorophyll and then you turn them to the light. Not only do they photosynthesize their own glucose using the Cori cycle. That's right, I said the Cori cycle. They also create their own oxygen and scrub CO2 out of their blood. RT is already like, yes, I don't have to tweak the PEEP or the tidal volume. I can just inject more chlorophyll. And guess what? All the patients in the ICU are now carbon neutral. Suck it, EPA. Who needs you? You have us. This is the kind of insanity that people who have basically maybe a high school biology degree are like, they watch Dr. Oz and they're like, wait, if turmeric is good, I bet chlorophyll is better. And start injecting it.
Hey, in Wanda Gonzalez's defense, get this off the screen, Logan. In Wanda Gonzalez's defense, she says, in defense of Dr. Oz, I once too found a medical license in my Cracker Jack box. It was really difficult to resist the lure of using it.
You know what? I got a secret decoder ring in my Captain Crunch, and it spelled out you are an MD when I solved the code. And there it was. That's all I needed to do.
And that's how he became a doctor.
And that's how it happened, and that's how it'll continue to happen. Again, Dr. Z, Dr. Oz without the Oprah. Let's read some more comments. No more vents, Jennifer Negretti. You get it. You understand, Jennifer. Chlorophyll snitches. That's what it's about. It's alternative health. You know what we call health that works?
Health.
Health.
Can I tell you an embarrassing story?
Please.
One time when I was really high.
Actually, don't.
I had that photosynthesis thought, and I was like, maybe there's a way where I don't have to eat food anymore.
You know, this really harkens back to kind of thoughts I would have when I was growing stuff in my closet in medical school. And wow. Look, you sometimes, just because you're high when you come up with an idea doesn't mean it's not a good idea. I've always posited that. Let's read some comments. What you talking about, Willis? Nancy Hetling. Nice different strokes reference. By the way, I've always thought like different strokes. I always think like circle of Willis, marginal artery of Drummond, and what was the other one? There was Willis, Drummond, and the Arnold Chiari malformation. They are all different strokes when you occlude. You see what I did there? You see what you talking about, Willis? Indeed. Let's read some comments. MD license, blue light special at Kmart, Sue Lewis. Yeah, you know, it was interesting because I had to get past the Walmart greeter to pick up my diploma. It was very special. Karen Palmer, Tom high? No. Tom doesn't get high. He just does psychedelics. It's very different. That's not high. That's mind expanded. Neil Desai, Tom, one time when I was really high is always worth listening to. Hold my beer, Neil.
I find that stories where they start with one time I was really high are the world's worst stories.
Are they though? Because I mean, ooh, should I do the turmeric challenge right now? Z-Pack, what do you think? Should I do the turmeric challenge?
Oh God, don't do it.
There's only 800 people watching. I want 900.
Okay, do it.
Oh, God. Damn, dude, I'm Indian and this tastes like ass.
You have to taste that for the rest of the show. That was a terrible idea. Ew!
Oh!
Ugh!
Oh my God. My brain is totally anti-oxidized.
That's
Please.
so gross, I'm actually tasting what that tastes like.
Bring me the chlorophyll injector, because it is time. And now I will communicate to the alien spirits via the chemtrails and the Illuminati, and I'm out. Oh my gosh, why?
Michelle Caballero says, it's so sad that I really, really just can't. Ugh, ignorance is not bliss, it's super sad. Z's not there. Oh, hi. That's my Coke Zero.
I'm just gonna...
Is that better a little bit? No?
It interacted.
Ew,
With
yeah,
the
this
turmeric?
is not going to be good.
Now it tastes like some like Mumbai version of Coke. It's like, you know, so when I visited India in the early 90s as a early adolescent teen, they didn't have Coca-Cola or Pepsi, but they had knockoffs. And the Indian people will understand this. It was called Thumbs Up, and it looked just like Coke. And you would drink it, and it tasted better than Coke because they put in like 30% more tar or whatever the secret ingredient of Coke is. And to this day, I'm trying to score me a thumbs up. I want thumbs up. What do we got here? Hey, Z-Dog, it's me, Dr. Coagulation Cascade. Geek in me says lowered blood pressure to fast. Also, but why did I read that comment? I can't understand it at all.
Jennifer Daniels says, Tom, say ugh again.
Let me try this comment again. Nicole Precise. It keeps scrolling and I can't catch it. I can't catch it. It just scrolled away. Never mind. You need some milk or yogurt, Monica Winter. That's true. Except I'm lactose intolerant. So
did you hear that thing where Dr. Oz said that, you know, if like curry or turmeric can stop Alzheimer's? What?
Here's the thing. Okay, let's get serious for 1 second. Not really serious because I don't give an F. Dr. Oz, all right, look, that clip is a great example of, let's talk about alternative medicine, this whole thing for a second. He is pandering to the lowest common denominator in the Muggle population, which is people who want to hear miracle cures and that natural things are going to help you. The truth is, just because something is natural doesn't mean you inject it IV or you could die. Just because something is natural doesn't mean it is going to help you. Arsenic is fully natural. Okay, so is uranium, non-enriched. So let's get real for a second, okay? We study medicine, we study it using science because it's been shown to actually help us tease out magical thinking from stuff that actually works. Now you could argue, and Oz has made this argument, that we just don't know how to do our trials right to see whether things like Reiki and cupping and God knows what alternative stuff, whether it really works. In my mind, you can study that, and you should. And the truth is, look, if these things, people swear by a lot of this stuff, if it works and it's a placebo effect, then that's fine, as long as you're not lying to patients and telling them that it's magical chi powers. You could say, you know, this works, I don't understand why, and if it's placebo, great. We don't have good placebos in Western medicine. We have a lot of really bad ones. They're called actual drugs, because most of the effect of a lot of our drugs are placebo effect anyways. So I am humble in the face of our lack of knowledge, but I'm also angry in the face of the big supplement, big Oz sort of culture, which is basically foisting rubbish onto us in a way that's harmful. And you look at this poor young lady who died at the age of 30, and you see that these things are not harmless, right? And when they superimpose against Western medicine and they push out treatments that are shown to work, especially in cancer, you're causing harm.
April Curtis Jacobs says Doc McStuffins is more evidence-based than Dr. Oz.
Dude, Doc McStuffins is the jam. Doc McStuffins is board certified in multiple specialties. Doc McStuffins and I actually shared a rotation, and I don't know if it's a he or a she. I presume it's an it. First of all, it was a total gunner. Like I was like, yeah, you know, I think the answer is.
You should walk that back, because Doc McStuffins is a cute little black girl.
Yeah.
So now I'm the bad guy.
Yeah, kinda.
Right. Whereas if it were a cute little white boy, I could have said anything.
You could say anything you want. That's
because
how racism works.
Because white privilege, right? Is that what we're doing now? Is that where the show is going? Let's read some comments. On the brink of defunding NIH, who's funding the studies? Now that's a great question, Rachel Hilda, because the latest budget proposal wants to really defund NIH and public science. Now, the counter argument is that this can be funded privately and more efficiently. I honestly, the bottom line, okay, let's just be honest. Who cares who's funding it? Science is so messed up right now. Our peer review process is broken. We have a positive study bias, meaning we tend to publish studies that have positive results, not negative results, and those are equally, if not more important, but we don't publish them. There's a culture in academics where it's a publish or perish, so you're always trying to go for that sort of like carrot, and we're missing some big truth in science. So I think the people on the other side of this argument who are saying science is busted, that's fine and it's true, but we should fix it. We shouldn't totally abandon it, we shouldn't break it, and we shouldn't succumb to magical thinking. Like Logan here, who I believe believes in both unicorns, the tooth fairy, and he believes the fact that there was a movie called Kazam, or Shazam, with Sinbad in the 90s.
There was. I remember it.
Google that.
Logan believes in the most magical thing of all. It's called the Second Amendment. What's up?
the right to bear turmeric. To bear turmeric. Oh, let's read some comments. Diane Goodwin, my husband has a golf ball-sized tumor on his neck. Why can't these comments stay still? Entwined around the facial nerves, was growing and required surgery. I read an article about the research MD Anderson was doing on turmeric, and I gave it to my husband. Stop scrolling. I'm going to take a screenshot of it. I can't. Never mind.
It's so annoying.
I hate this.
Me too.
Facebook broke its app, so now you can't pause a comment long enough to read long comments. So one piece of advice to you, Z-Pack, if you want me to read your comment, make it really tight. I will read it after the fact, but if you want it read on the air, it's got to be short. Hey, we have 666 viewers. 666, the number of the beast. Hell and fire was sworn to be unleashed. Sorry, I got a little Iron Maiden. Krista Schuler, Kazam was an amazing movie. I think Kazam was, right? Wasn't Kazam the one with...
Well, Kazam was a movie. Was it amazing? No.
It has Shaq in it.
I mean, okay, it was pretty good.
How could it not be amazing?
It's the one where it rained candy bars from the sky.
So Heather Witt says, turmeric and curcumin, and it shrunk. Okay, let's talk about this. So people have a lot of anecdotes about turmeric and other alternative medicine, holistic medicine treatments, and they say, well, but we had this case where this happened. Okay, a case does not science make. A case anecdote makes. So what you do is you take cases and then you go, okay, let's do a randomized control trial, the gold standard, and see turmeric versus the standard of care, because placebo for cancer is unethical to give, and see if it does better. Now, some would argue that turmeric versus chemotherapy is unethical because chemotherapy is the standard of care and you're putting patients at risk by not giving them the standard of care. So this is where you get into tricky stuff. Now, maybe a good adjunct. Chemotherapy plus turmeric versus chemotherapy. Do that trial.
Can't we do that with like prisoners though?
Oh, totally. That's happened many times in history. It's always turned out well. Just take prisoners, force them into science. I mean, Hitler did something like that.
Let's just take two groups of monkeys, give one group cancer, give one group chemo, one group turmeric. Boom, I just science the shit out of you, man.
Jessica Knight, during the NBC interview last year, Dr. Oz claimed his show is not a medical show and is not intended to talk about medicine. LOL, source, blog, scientific medicine, guest blog. Dude, exactly. It's not, does this butt sweat drenched atrocity, okay, look like it has anything to do with medicine? Drop 10 pounds with
By the way,
easy
the part
swaps.
that got ripped off says, Dr. Oz's superfood shopping list.
Dude.
Should we look through this and see if we can find his superfood shop?
I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it right now. We don't have any more.
I bet you turmeric is in there. Oh my God, I didn't look through this magazine, but if turmeric is in there, that's gonna be amazing.
Get your body moving, strength train your brain, build a new info highway. All right. Get to know your vocal cords. Ooh, that's really bright. Got to fix that. There we go. It's not gonna help. This tiny body part. Who are you calling tiny? Okay, don't talk about tiny body parts around Tom. He gets very, very sensitive.
I got small calves.
This tiny body part produces some mega sounds. C, bellowing at your kid to clean his room. But let's not overdo it, okay? And then it shows a picture of the vocal folds, what they are. They personalize your sound. Not a fan of your voice. Fillers aren't just for foreheads. Doctors can inject them into weak vocal cords to plump them up for a stronger, smoother sound. Dubbed a voice lift. Oh my gosh, do you think they'd get one for Justin Bieber? That'd be incredible. That'd be incredible. Actually, here's a great reality show. You call it The Voice Lift. And it's a bunch of people competing to get voice lifts so that they can sound like Celine. A better option for dealing with a nasal or squeaky voice or amping up soft ones is to work with a voice coach. Okay, Dr. Oz, you're my new favorite guy because I got a voice coach. I told you that, right, Tom?
Wait, you do?
Yeah, I Devin, my audio engineer, I would record the parody songs. He subtly was like, Z, I know you're not a professional singer and I have to work with your vocals and make them sound good. And, I'm going to be honest with you. You fucking suck at singing. I mean, your pitch is terrible. Your voice is weak. Your falsetto sounds like a screeching chicken that's being slaughtered by a vegetarian, which makes it that much worse.
You're not that bad, Z.
What's that?
Give us a taste right now.
Yeah. So it was like, hey, I got a blank script, baby. You've got some pain. And so he said, look, maybe a couple vocal lessons would help you because you don't do this professionally. You just talk a lot. And I went, so I had my wife, Mrs. Dog, find me a vocal coach in Las Vegas. And you know who she found? She found the Academy of Diva Arts for me. She knows me so well that she said, this is your school. And basically I took 4 lessons and did these exercises and now I still suck. That's what's amazing. Although Devin thinks I'm 30% better. Go figure. So Oz, you can suck it. Let's read some comments. Let's see. But essential oils and herbal remedies, they helped us through the Black Plague. Andrew Waterfield. Totally. Only a quarter of Europe died because of essential oils. If we didn't have essential oils, it would have been probably 30% that died. Voice coach, so you are becoming Dr. Oz, says Matt Phillips. How dare you? Okay. Does Dr. Oz rap? Actually, he does. We got to get that clip for the next show. He does. He did a rap about, it was horrible. You guys have to see it. Just Google Dr. Oz rap real quick.
We Google it right now.
Yeah, can we even play it? We can't.
We can try.
You could put the headphone up. No, never mind. We'll do it later. He did a thing with like Dougie Fresh as part of a campaign. Now, I'm all about public health, but it was one of the wackest things I've ever seen. And I'm just saying that because I'm jealous because his flow is sick. Just Google it, Dr. Oz rap. That's all you need. That's all you need to do. Well, voice quality tonight is likely the mic. Lots of hissing or static audio tonight. Is that
we
true?
doing that Facebook glitch again? Logan, is it good in your headphones?
No, so this is what happened.
Facebook, I'm gonna kill you, Mark Zuckerberg.
Last time we broadcast, Facebook messed up our audio because our recording, you can see it on YouTube, was pristine. But going through the Facebook Wi-Fi or whatever it is, it jacked up our audio. Drinking that haterade, Candace Hernandez, you know that's what we do.
Ashley Allmiller wants you to talk about the plexus push.
I don't know what that is.
Well, educate yourself, Z.
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, Hinueber, because I'm the doctor here.
Yeah, I'll Google it real quick.
Yeah, Google the plexus. Okay, although Dylan is great, just maybe not on the Christmas CD. Barbara, like, that's true. Yeah, he couldn't sing, but he had a thing. Dr. Oz rap or rap, W-R-A-P, Kerry Scotland. Good question. All right, was there anything else we wanted to talk about in this show? A couple things. Call to action. If you guys like this format, or even if you don't, hit share, because that helps us spread the word and grow the thing so that we can reach more people and have your voice heard. The second thing is hit like, because that helps us as well. The third thing is comment, because I'm going to go through the comments later and answer the dopest ones. And the fourth thing is I don't know what. If you know groups that want to be a sponsor for the ZDogg and Tom Hinueber and Logan Stewart show, aka Incident Report, and our weekend version, which is against medical advice, let us know, because we would love to work with you if you're aligned with Health 3.0. If you are a punk ass booch, then no, we don't want you to sponsor our show. We just want to take your money and then not mention you in the show.
I'll tell you what, if you're trying to sell green coffee bean extract, Z won't take your money, but I will.
I'll take your money too, actually. I will. I will. I ate turmeric, okay? Just
Do you
now.
know that the guy that aligned with Oz on that thing made $50 million of that stupid green bean coffee extract?
Wow.
And the FTC made him give back $9 million to, jilted customers.
Well, one time I mentioned a t-shirt, this Butthurt t-shirt that I wore, and they got a bunch of sales, so. What, Oz? You want to step? Because I'm probably 30% of your height. I don't know. I'm just guessing you had a height transplant. Tom, what's the next step here? Because I'm terrified, because will essential oils thaw out Han Solo, Bobby Mason? I don't know what I don't see any Han Solo here. I don't know what you're talking about. A little confused.
Do you know that there's a real essential oil that actually does work? It's called nutmeg essential oil, and you can get super high off of it.
The nutmeg challenge?
We should do it.
Nutmeg. The coffee beans that go through the cat intestines. Oh, that's the one, right, Matt Phillips? Those are the special. There's a coffee bean.
It's like what's
Civet
that
cat.
called? What's it called?
It's called
Like
kitty coffee. I don't know what it's called. Someone tell us what that cat coffee's called.
Hey, can I ask you a question, like a medical question? Dr. Brow? Do you know about toxoplasmosis? Do you know anything about those?
No, I'm sorry. I'm just thinking about what CPT code I'm going to use to bill for this visit, because you're asking me free medical advice and that doesn't exist. I'm totally billing for this. Did you say toxo?
Do you know about toxo?
Yeah, I know about toxo.
I read this crazy statistic today that, well, give the people a thing about toxo, and then I read this crazy stat that half the people on the planet have toxo.
That would be shocking to me. Now, toxo is a organism that often it can cause trouble in immunocompromised people, including pregnant women in certain cases. And so you can have it and not get sick if you have a normal functioning immune system, but if you're compromised, that's when you can get difficulties, because I believe that's the correct accent on the right syllable. What's your point? That most of these people have it?
I don't know, I was just curious.
Dude, it's like herpes. Like most people have HSV.
Well, because my wife was telling me about it, and she was like, it makes you aggressive. I was like, check. And she was like, it makes you take a lot of risks. I was like, triple check. She was like, it makes you sexy as hell. I was like, quadruple check. It's like,
I believe that can also be caused by these nuts, because that's what testosterone does, son. I mean, you don't have to invoke. Let's just go with Occam's razor, man, the simplest explanation.
Laura Paradise says, I gave a ZDogg pen to a nurse today who hasn't heard of you. But that must be one of the misspelled pens.
There are only misspelled ones. Where is it? It's Slighty, funnier than placebo. Speaking of which, this thing becomes a podcast after it airs. I'm going through the process with iTunes to review our first submission from last night. So you'll be able to go to iTunes, download and subscribe to our podcast, review it, which is key, because that way you can sit in whatever horrible commute you have and listen to me and Tom behave like two-bit clowns. Very important. Let us know if that's a thing for you. Combo of East meets West, not just one alone. Gloria Moore. Well, I mean, I think we just want to use what works, right, Gloria? And honestly, I did a whole video on the mind-body connection called Hippies. I think it's legit. I meditate daily. I think how we think and how we believe actually affects our physical body, because we have effector organs. There's everything from cortisol, adrenal stuff, hormones, stress affects our body, our mind affects our body, and then if we can have a placebo effect, that affects our body too. So trying to combine some of the Eastern ideas of the mind-body connection with Western ideas of let's stick shit in people and break stuff, that's a great idea. Tom Hinueber?
I wish that consciousness affected stuff, because I've tried this at the blackjack tables many times, and I've been like, 21, 21, 21, 21, and then nothing, Z. So you're dead wrong.
Tom is basically like the weird bro version of The Secret. He's like trying to use like positive mind vibes to win at poker.
I'm like, bro, if you believe hard enough, Natty Light will just show up in the fridge.
Bro, first of all, what are you doing gambling living in Las Vegas? Like, you never shit in your own nest. Like, it's been established.
You know, before I had a wife, I would just get paid and then I just go blow it at the casino. But now I can't do that because my wife would murder me.
I'm not convinced you have a wife at this point because I think I met her once because she came by the set to do, she was RT.
No, she's just one of those real dolls. You know what I mean?
I want one of those. I want 2 of those, actually.
They made one today that has a G-spot.
Why do you know that?
Why don't I know that?
The doll
Why
has
wouldn't
a
I know
G-spot?
that? Yeah, because men are like, you know, these dudes are like addicted to video games. So they're like, why am I going to fuck this thing if it's not going to have a result? So now the dog gets real excited when you know, hit it correct.
This is another consequence of the easy availability of internet porn, I think. Like, young guys just think that the real world works like internet porn, which is like image, 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 and then ejaculation. Unfortunately, so now they're designing dolls that behave like this.
Yes, exactly.
That's incredible. Where do I get one?
Also, Kopi Luwak is the name of that weird bat coffee.
What's it called?
Kopi Luwak.
That's the coffee that comes through the cat's.
Mm-hmm. So
Dude,
you can
talk
drink
about
some Kopi
toxo.
Luwak while you hang out with your sex doll and get high on turmeric. And you'll be living health 3.0, man.
And the whole time you're sipping on that toxo because it comes from a cat's anus. People, we brought it full circle. You don't think we do callbacks? Speaking of which, Tom Hinueber and Z-Pack, I need you to understand one thing. You need to run, not walk, to see Chappelle's new stand-up on Netflix. It's a Netflix exclusive. No, Netflix is not sponsoring the show. It was incredible. Even Mrs. Dog was laughing uncontrollably at it.
I'm dying to watch it. I want to see it so bad.
It's stunning. Kevin Bird says, wrong direction with this conversation. Is it, Kevin? Is it, though? Now the audio is all static, says Isaiah Regau.
Hal
Sizzle,
Oliver
Lillian.
says, this is gourmet downhill fast.
Is the phone ringing? Because it says
Is it?
again like they're having sizzly audio. See, when the bacon comes back.
Let me listen to it. Yep.
Yeah, why?
Sizzling.
Why is the audio doing that? Because it's not on our end.
It's when you're being inappropriate.
Probably. It's probably Facebook trying to real-time censor us.
What do you think, Z? Should we reel it in?
I think we got to reel it in, and we're going to figure out why it's doing that. We're going to do something called a Google search, which is how we wrap this thing up. Guys, don't inject turmeric into your IV. Don't inject anything without the supervision of a medical doctor. Please, and don't get me started on what constitutes a medical doctor. That's going to be a separate discussion. And on that note, please hit share. Please give us feedback on what you think of this show. It's going to be a podcast shortly. The full 4K version without audio glitches will be available on YouTube. You can check that out. And then every Sunday, we're going to try to do a more produced and a little more serious version called Against Medical Advice. But this has been Incident Report, Episode 2. That turmeric, though, don't inject it anywhere. And I don't want to find any of this in anyone's rectum because that stuff actually happens and we see it on the daily. We out.
Go, 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 go.
I'm alright.
Lavish so wild.
Uh-huh.
Crazy love.